The Albanese government released its new U-Butte scheme to spray your money at businesses it reckons are going to be winners. That was just last week. I said straight off the bat, this is going to cause some problems. We're talking here about billions of dollars, a scheme the government's calling Future Made in Australia, throwing grants and loans on green businesses like the Prime Minister did yesterday to a couple more.
This is what is going to power Queensland. This is where the investment will be.
Oh, really? 1 week on, and we've just got two more new examples of how dangerous and silly this new strategy of picking winners can be. The first is actually from January, though. It just came to my attention, a solar farm in Western Australia that the federal government gave $21 million to, plus millions more in cheap loans. It's being scrapped after just 7 years. A solar farm meant for a mine that's shutting shop. But then yesterday, more embarrassment. Here is the government saying it's going to spend your money on new winners, corporates, to have our future built here. But just yesterday, our biggest plastic maker collapsed. 700 jobs at risk, in part because of green policies and political mistakes that have made the price of gas too high to compete. So Quenos gone, which left the government's Assistant Minister for Manufacturing with, as they say in Dutch, a mouthful of teeth. Couldn't think of anything smart to say.
I'm very reluctant from Kuala Lumpur to make comments about the government's engagement with Quenos and where that's up to, because I'm just not on the spot. What it does is it underscores how important it is that we build new modern industrial capability in Australia in the global supply chains.
Says a man who's just lost 700 jobs under his watch. Joining me, as on every Thursday, is Nationals frontbencher Barnaby Joyce, the former Deputy Prime Minister. Barnaby, so why does a green business get a government handout, but our biggest maker of things like plastic pipes not?
Well, we've been hearing about Quenos going for some months. I've been reading about it in the paper, so I don't know why people think it's a surprise when your energy price is going through the roof. Because, and you said farms again, they're not farms, they're intermittent power companies that swindle your listeners, that swindle the pensioners, they swindle everything, they're swindle factories. Well, when the swindle factories in the solar configuration and the wind turbine configuration and transmission lines, when they all get together, power price goes through the roof, reliability goes through the floor, money overseas, and Quenos go bye-bye, and a lot of other companies will be going with them. Bye-bye, we're leaving Australia because you guys are on Peter Pan pills. You are off, you're completely off the dial. You have this sort of crazy idea that in a chamber in Macquarie Street or a chamber in Spring Street or a chamber in Canberra, that you can change this, the great vault of heaven, that you can pass legislation that will make it all cooler. And of course, when people hear that, they say, that's really interesting, and bye.
I should add that Quenos, it needed gas not just for energy, but to actually make the plastic. So there you go. So it was a double whammy.